The art of attraction, flipping the script and commanding respect. We've all been fed the romanticized notion that persistent pursuit is the key to a woman's heart. However, the often unspoken truth is that women are rarely drawn to men who relentlessly chase them. Instead, they are captivated by men who command respect effortlessly, men who present a challenge and inspire pursuit in return. The moment a man positions himself as subordinate, constantly seeking approval, the initial spark of attraction often diminishes. This essay will explore the dynamic shift required to transform from the pursuer to the pursued, focusing on strategies to reclaim personal power and cultivate an irresistible allure. We'll delve into understanding the reasons behind a woman's withdrawal, the power of emotional detachment, and practical steps to rebuild a foundation of respect and attraction. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about recognizing and embracing your inherent worth, ultimately becoming the man women aspire to be with. The common misconception is that showering a woman with attention and affection will solidify her feelings. The reality, however, often paints a different picture. How many times have we witnessed men going above and beyond, meticulously planning extravagant dates, bombarding her with texts, and lavishing her with gifts, only to see her gradually retreat? This phenomenon stems from the principle that value is intrinsically linked to effort. When something is freely given, its perceived worth diminishes. The inherent human desire is to conquer and possess things that are difficult to obtain. Consider a coveted item you yearned for, but couldn't immediately acquire. The longing for that object intensified simply because it was out of reach. Similarly, when you cease chasing a woman, you inadvertently transform yourself into a challenge, a prize worth pursuing. The attraction lies in the pursuit. This is where the fundamental change in the dynamic occurs. Instead of expending energy trying to win her over, focus on becoming someone she wants to win over. Before delving into the strategies, it's crucial to grasp the underlying reasons for a woman's withdrawal. This isn't usually a random occurrence. It's deeply rooted in power dynamics. When a woman feels she wields excessive control within a relationship, attraction begins to wane. This isn't a conscious decision on her part. It's more of an instinctive reaction. If she feels she has you securely tethered, her interest will fade, and she'll eventually seek stimulation elsewhere. This harsh reality highlights a fundamental aspect of human nature. We rarely value what comes easily. In relationships, this translates to diminished appreciation for a partner who is overly available, excessively eager to please, or responds instantly to every whim. By exhibiting these behaviors, you inadvertently diminish your value in her eyes. If she knows she can always reach you, that you are always available, that you prioritize her needs above your own, then she will start to take you for granted. And that is when she will pull away. Women constantly test men, often subconsciously, as a way of gauging their strength and stability. These tests manifest as subtle withdrawals, displays of coldness, or instances of distance. They're essentially evaluating the degree of control they possess over you. If your immediate response is to chase after her, inundating her with messages or trying to fix the situation, you're inadvertently signaling that she is in charge, that she dictates the terms of the relationship. This ultimately diminishes her attraction. For instance, you might have been dating for a few months, and she gradually begins to take longer to respond to your texts. Initially, you may dismiss it, but eventually, it becomes clear that she's pulling away. Your instinct is to rectify the situation, perhaps by sending a heartfelt text or surprising her with a thoughtful gift. However, understand that by offering this validation, you're inadvertently surrendering even more ground. It's not about addressing superficial issues. It's about fundamentally resetting the power balance. Now that you understand why she's pulling away, it's time to introduce the most powerful tool in your arsenal: emotional detachment. When you emotionally detach, you create space for her to miss you. The moment you stop caring so much, she will start caring more. This isn't about manipulation or insincerity. It's about reclaiming your personal power and commanding respect without uttering a word. Emotional detachment is a game changer. Most men falter at this stage, fearing that demonstrating less interest will cause them to lose the woman completely. However, there's a paradox at play. The moment you cease being readily available, stop fixating on her every action, and discontinue seeking her validation, you become attractive once more. Consider a time when you desperately desired something unattainable, whether it was a job, a business deal, or even someone's attention. The feeling of wanting it more precisely because it was out of reach is exactly what happens to her when you pull back. You need to act like you are completely unbothered by her pulling away. No texts, no calls, no checking her social media stories. You become a ghost. Why? Because your silence speaks louder than any words. The moment she feels your absence, she begins to question your feelings. She starts wondering if she made a mistake, if you're seeing someone else, if you have moved on. And that is when the tables turn. In today's hyper-connected world, where social media, instant messaging, and video calls have blurred the boundaries of personal space, it can be challenging to go even a day without knowing someone's whereabouts or activities. This is precisely why emotional detachment is so effective. When you refrain from reacting to her posts, engaging with her updates, or otherwise acknowledging her presence, she begins to feel your absence in a way that's impossible to ignore. It is at this stage that many men make critical errors, succumbing to panic when they don't hear from her and initiating contact in ways that undermine their efforts. They send a text, comment on her social media post, or inquire about her through mutual friends. While these actions might seem insignificant, each one significantly diminishes their chances of winning her back. Most men are unable to withstand the silence. They convince themselves that just one message to check in won't hurt, but that single message can undo the entire strategy. The moment you reach out, you demonstrate that you're still thinking about her, that she still has control. Once she knows this, you have lost the upper hand. Suppose she posts a picture of herself looking stunning on social media, perhaps even intentionally provocative. Your initial reaction might be to like the photo or even send her a direct message complimenting her appearance. However, that's exactly the reaction she's hoping for. She's testing the waters, gauging your continued interest. By providing that attention, you are validating her behavior, showing her that you're still hooked. The most detrimental aspect of engaging with her on social media is that you provide her with the validation she seeks without requiring her to invest any effort. She experiences the satisfaction of feeling desired and wanted without having to reciprocate your feelings or earn your attention back. This is why you must resist the urge to react. No likes, no comments, no direct messages. Let her wonder why you haven't noticed. Let her miss you. Now, let's delve into one of the most effective strategies for reclaiming your power, the no contact rule. This involves severing all communication with her. No texts, no calls, no social media interactions. You essentially disappear from her life entirely. This strategy is akin to psychological warfare. Women are accustomed to men who struggle with silence, who feel compelled to chase, reach out, and maintain constant communication. When you defy these expectations, you disrupt their sense of control. Suddenly, she's no longer the one in power. You are. She begins to wonder what happened. Did you lose interest? Are you seeing someone else? This fear of losing you can drive her to action. For the next 30 days, you are a ghost. You do not text her, call her, or interact with her in any way, not even with a casual, "Hey," just checking a message. Trust me, this will be the hardest part. Most men cannot fathom the idea of complete silence. They become impatient, worrying that she'll move on. However, the reality is that the longer you remain silent, the more she will miss you. In today's world, constant connectivity is the norm. Everyone is texting, snapping, and direct messaging. But when you go dark, when she cannot see what you're doing, who you're with, or where you are, it creates a void. That void is what makes her realize what she's missing. She'll start to wonder, and eventually, that curiosity will evolve into action. She will reach out. A crucial mistake many men make during the no-contact period is fixating on when she will text. They obsessively check their phones, counting down the minutes until they hear from her. However, the purpose of no contact extends far beyond simply waiting. The primary objective is to redirect your focus inward, prioritizing self-improvement in all aspects of your life. During this period, you should be diligently working on personal growth, whether it's hitting the gym, building your business, or acquiring new skills. This is your opportunity to evolve into the best version of yourself. You're not just passively waiting for her return. You're actively making her want to return by becoming the kind of man she cannot resist. When she finally reaches out, you don't want to be the same man she pulled away from. You want to be a completely new version of yourself, stronger, more confident, and more successful. This isn't just about making her miss you. It's about elevating your life so that when she does come back, you are the prize. History is replete with examples of successful men who reached their peak after experiencing a major setback, a breakup, a failure, or a loss. They channeled that pain into fuel for personal growth. This is exactly what you need to do. When she sees that you've transformed, that you've built a life that's bigger and better than before, she'll want to be a part of it. Heartbreak is undeniably painful, but it can also be a potent catalyst for growth. Every time you feel the urge to text her, every time you feel that sting of rejection, harness that emotion as fuel to propel yourself forward. The best revenge isn't getting her back. It's becoming the man she regrets losing. Women always come back. It may take weeks, months, or even years, but they always circle back when they see that you've leveled up. The goal here isn't to make her regret leaving you, though she will. The goal is to make yourself so high value that her opinions and actions no longer have the power to affect you. When you channel your heartbreak into personal growth, you don't just win her back, you win at life. Heartbreak can either destroy you or build you. The choice is yours. You can either sit around feeling sorry for yourself, replaying every conversation in your mind, stalking her on social media, wondering where you went wrong, or you can use that pain to transform into a stronger, more successful version of yourself. Every time you feel that urge to reach out, every time you feel the pain of losing her, remind yourself that this is a pivotal moment. This is the point where most men give up, but you're not most men. Remind yourself that you're better than that you're not going to crumble under this. Instead, you're going to build yourself up. Use that pain as motivation to hit the gym harder, to work longer hours, to improve every aspect of your life. When she comes back, she should see a version of you that's even better than before, a version that doesn't need her validation to feel complete. This isn't just about getting her back. It's about building emotional strength so that no woman or anyone else can ever control you again. You need to become emotionally bulletproof, unshakable, and grounded in who you are as a man. Because the stronger you are emotionally, the less you'll rely on external validation, and the more attractive you become to women and everyone around you. Emotional strength is the foundation of every successful relationship and every success in life. Without it, you're constantly swayed by what other people think, say, or do. When you don't have emotional strength, every little test or pullback from her feels like a personal attack. But when you're emotionally strong, you rise above it. You become the kind of man who doesn't let anyone dictate his feelings or reactions. That's the key to long-term attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who are in control of their emotions, who don't get rattled easily, and who stay grounded even when everything else feels unstable. You have to start practicing emotional detachment in every area of your life. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop reacting to everything. You don't let her mood swings, her silence, or even her pullbacks dictate your emotional state. You stay steady, and when you do that, something magical happens. You become the rock she can depend on. You become the man who is unshakable in the face of challenges, and that makes you irresistible. When she tries to test you, when she pulls back or gets emotional, you stay composed. You don't react emotionally because you know your value doesn't come from her approval. It comes from within. The next time she pulls back or starts testing you, don't react. Don't blow up her phone. Don't try to fix things. Instead, stay calm, focus on yourself, and let her see that her behavior doesn't control you. This is what separates the men who win in relationships from the men who lose. Emotional strength is your shield, and once you master it, no woman will ever have power over you again. The secret to making her miss you lies in ceasing to give her attention and validation. When you pull back, she'll start missing you because you're no longer readily available. In a world saturated with constant connection, your absence will be the most resounding message you can send. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you're always around, always available, she doesn't have the chance to miss you. But when you go silent, when you remove yourself from her life, she starts to feel that void, and that's when she'll start missing you. Especially in today's world, women are surrounded by attention. Social media likes, texts from guys, compliments, and validation from every direction. But all of that is noise. When you go silent, you break through that noise. She starts thinking, why isn't he texting me? Why isn't he liking my pictures? What's going on? That silence creates mystery, and mystery creates attraction. You're the guy who's always reacting to her social media posts, liking her photos, and commenting on her stories. You think you're showing interest, but in her eyes, you're just another guy trying to get her attention. But when you stop reacting, when you don't like her latest selfie or comment on her new post, she notices. It's human nature. The more you withhold your attention, the more valuable it becomes. She'll start to wonder why you're not giving her the validation she's used to, and that's where the magic happens. She posts a story out with her friends, laughing and having fun. She's used to you checking in with a looks like a good time message. But this time you don't react. You don't watch her story, and you don't like her posts. In her mind, she's thinking, did I lose him? Is he seeing someone else? That uncertainty is powerful. It eats away at her, and the more she doesn't hear from you, the more she starts to miss you. If she tries to get your attention by posting thirst traps or indirect messages on social media, stay cool and don't engage. Let her feel that you're out of reach. Your lack of reaction will drive her crazy, and she'll be thinking about you more than ever. In the era of constant communication, your silence is golden. When she realizes she can't get your attention like before, she'll be the one chasing after you. Try to figure out what changed. When she finally reaches out, it's imperative to maintain composure and respond strategically. Resist the urge to revert to the dynamic that led to her initial withdrawal. This is your opportunity to showcase your transformation, demonstrating that you're no longer the man who hung on her every word. Keep your responses brief and confident, and make her work for your attention. The key is to avoid appearing overly eager. When she initiates contact, she's essentially testing the waters. Perhaps she genuinely misses you, is simply curious, or is seeking validation. Regardless of her motives, the worst course of action is to respond immediately with a lengthy, emotionally charged message. She'll instantly recognize that she still holds power over you. Instead, maintain a calm and collected demeanor, signaling that you're thriving without her and that she must earn your time and attention. If she sends a casual message like, "Hey, how have you been?" resist the urge to respond immediately. Allow some time to pass, a few hours or even a day. When you do respond, keep it concise and indifferent. For instance, you could reply, "Hey, I've been good, busy with some projects. How about you?" Notice how you avoid giving her any emotional leverage. You're simply stating that you've been occupied and moving forward with your life. This will leave her wondering whether she still holds a place in your world. By delaying your response and keeping it brief, you're signaling that your life no longer revolves around her. She'll begin to question whether you've moved on, are seeing someone else, or are no longer as interested as before. This uncertainty is precisely what you want to create, as it keeps her intrigued and, more importantly, makes her realize that she no longer possesses the same control over you. Avoid reverting to old habits once she reaches out. While it may be tempting to rekindle the relationship quickly, particularly if she seems interested, remember that the goal is to reset the power dynamic. Allow her to come to you and make her work to regain your attention. Respond when necessary, but always maintain the upper hand by staying focused on your own life and goals. If she suggests meeting up, perhaps by saying, "We should hang out sometime," or "I miss you, let's catch up," resist the urge to jump at the opportunity. Instead, play it cool, responding with something like, "Yeah, maybe. I've got a lot going on this week, but we'll see." This keeps the control firmly in your hands. You're conveying that she's no longer your top priority and that her desires must align with your schedule. Women are naturally attracted to men with purpose and direction. When she sees that you're not dropping everything to meet her or shower her with attention, it sends a clear signal that you have a fulfilling life and that she's no longer the center of it. This reversal in the dynamic will make her want you more because she now has to earn your time and attention again. It also makes you more attractive because you've demonstrated emotional strength and independence, traits that are irresistible to most women. It's imperative that you don't reveal how much you've missed her or how difficult it's been without her, even if you've been thinking about her constantly. Keep your emotions in check and stay on the path of self-improvement. When she returns, she should encounter an even better version of you, one that doesn't require her validation to feel complete. Once she's back in your life, it's crucial to reinstate clear boundaries and establish a new power dynamic. You can't revert to the old patterns where she held the upper hand. This time, things must be different. You need to make it clear that you're not going to chase her, and that if she wants to remain in your life, she must respect your boundaries. The only way she's coming back is on your terms, not hers. When she reaches out, don't simply welcome her back with open arms as if nothing happened. You must reset the relationship dynamics and make it clear that you're now in control. She needs to understand that you've changed, that you're not the same person who was at her beck and call, responding to every whim. She'll likely expect the old you, the one who is always available. However, what she needs to encounter is a man who values himself first and foremost. When she comes back, she needs to earn her place in your life again. Don't grant her the same level of access she had before. If she was your main priority before, she's not anymore. She'll have to prove herself, demonstrating that she values your time and respects your new boundaries. Communicate these boundaries clearly but calmly. Avoid being aggressive or defensive. Instead, simply let her know that things have changed and that if she wants to be part of your life, she needs to respect the new dynamic. Let her feel that her past behavior won't be tolerated anymore. You're not the man she pulled away from. You've evolved, and she needs to rise to your level if she wants to be with you. When she tries to reach out, don't immediately engage in lengthy conversations or make plans to meet up. Instead, keep the initial interactions light and controlled. If she asks to meet, let her know you're busy and that you'll get back to her when you have time. This way, you're establishing that your time is valuable and she can no longer expect you to be available at her whim. Boundaries are only effective if you consistently maintain them. If she tries to test you again by pulling back or playing games, you need to stand firm. She should know that if she crosses the line, you're willing to walk away without hesitation. No more second chances. This is about respect, and if she can't give you that, then she doesn't deserve your time or attention. She needs to see that you've transformed into a high-value man, one who doesn't tolerate disrespect or games. By establishing clear boundaries, you not only command her respect, but also ensure that the power dynamic remains balanced. If she wants to be in your life, she's going to have to work for it this time, and that's how you keep the upper hand. This isn't solely about getting her back. It's about transforming yourself into the kind of man who doesn't need to chase. You are the prize, the one in control. By focusing on your growth, setting boundaries, and mastering your emotional strength, you've completely changed the game. She's going to come back because now you're a challenge, a man she can't easily control. But the real power isn't in making her come back. It's in becoming the kind of man who can walk away if she doesn't rise to your level. This journey isn't just about fixing a broken relationship. It's about fixing yourself. When you put in the work and elevate your life, you won't just have one woman wanting your attention. You'll have options. This transforms you from the guy begging for her approval to the man who commands respect effortlessly. She'll notice, and so will everyone else. When she comes crawling back, it won't even matter if you take her back or not, because you'll have become the kind of man who's in control of his destiny.